AI is not difficult to learn. It is time consuming. So if you have the time and you're passionate about this and you really enjoy it, start with prompt engineering and ChatGPT and learning how LLMs work. If you don't have the time, there are some of us out there teaching it because it will be time consuming.
Welcome to Real Estate AI Flash, the podcast dedicated to real estate professionals to demystify AI and give you practical strategies that you can apply to your business today. I'm your co-host, Rajeev Sajja.
And the other co-host, Jimmy Burgess, and we are excited for you to be a part of this. If you haven't had a chance yet, make sure you go out and that you subscribe to the podcast. Also, we would really appreciate if you could leave us a review. It helps us spread the message that as a real estate community, we are stronger together. Now let's get to this episode.
Welcome to another episode of Real Estate AI Flash. I'm your co-host, Rajeev Sajja, along with my one and only co-host, Jimmy Burgess. And today is a special episode because we have what we think is an AI-powered influencer, Carrie Soave from Niagara Falls, the other side of the bridge in Canada. And she's been in real estate sales, she's evolved into coaching, and now she's leading the charge at EXP, a little brokerage named EXP. As all of you know, is a large company, and she's leading the charge of AI. So we're going to dive in really with Carrie on all the things she's learning and how agents are applying AI. So welcome to Real Estate AI Flash, Carrie.
Thank you so much for having me. This is great. You guys are great. Love the podcast.
Yeah, looking forward to diving in. So let's kind of kick off by, I gave you like an elevator pitch introduction. There's a lot more to your background than what I said. So if you can maybe take a minute and kind of give the audience a little bit about your journey to now, and we'll dive in.
Yeah. So I've been a commercial and residential agent for almost 15 years now. I still am licensed, but I am not trading as much, obviously. Some people may not know about me. I have been using social media as my main source of prospecting my entire career. So I've been a content creator for 15 years now. And I've got it down to a science on how to generate business through social media. When I first started coaching, that's how I started looking into AI because social media is so uncomfortable. It's a full-time job if you're going to use it to generate business. And listen, even people like me who's like pumping out 2 to 3 videos a day, we look so comfortable. It's just not the case. It is something that I will avoid to no end. Like my assistant chases me around. She's like, let's record some video. And I'm like, no, I have to take the dogs for a walk So that's the whole reasoning that I got into AI. And I started exploring AI about a year and a half ago when ChatGPT was first released, when the no code AI first came out. And it was to help myself and my coaching clients in social media produce more content in an easier way in less time. So that was the main goal. And once I figured that out, I was like, wow, what else can I do? And I went down the rabbit hole and kind of figured out AI for your entire business. And I'm a systematic person. I'm very into workflows and automations. I always have been. I've been working with Zapier for such a long time that, the way my brain works, I can kind of take a tool like AI or ChatGPT, and I don't just want to produce one thing with it. I want to produce entire business plans and systems and workflows with it. So that's kind of my specialty. And it's gotten me recognized. Obviously, like I'm doing AI consulting with EXP at the corporate level. There's other brokerages I'm also doing AI consulting with, mega teams, and I have a digital program for agents as well.
Right.
Hey, Carrie, let's talk a little bit because I think this is the thing that where a lot of agents get caught up because it get a little stuck is right at the beginning is trying to go in and start utilizing specific tools or having specific things they're trying to do. You mentioned social media. Obviously, that's something where I've been utilizing it as well. Are there any specific types of things that are tools or apps like ManyChat or some of the others that maybe you've been using that you would recommend agents pay attention to right now?
Yeah, there's a couple around social media. So I can take an agent from idea to creation to editing to posting all with AI. For the idea, it's not AI, but it is huge for me. And it's Neil Patel's site, answerthepublic.com.
Yeah.
Because really, all you're trying to do in content creation is answer the questions that your audience is asking. That's literally your only job. And if you do that in an entertaining and a valuable way on a consistent and frequent basis, you're going to get traction. That's the big secret, guys. Like that's all there is to it. So I would definitely suggest that for ideas. And then obviously for scripting and the actual content creation, ChatGPT. Video editing, I use the Captions app. For scheduling, I like a little company that I just found actually about 3 months ago. They have a lot of amazing features. It will generate content for you, but it will also auto distribute. So distribution is a huge thing, right? We want to save time. So that's realestatecontent.ai. That's a really good tool. And then obviously ManyChat in terms of like more automation and building out funnels within your DMs. I think that's had the largest impact on my business is ManyChat. Yeah. I bring in probably about 50 leads a week from it organically.
Yeah, same thing. I'm seeing very similar results. It's pretty amazing with ManyChat. I wanted to ask you now, because this is a question that I get a lot, and I'm just curious about your input on it is, okay, so I'm utilizing ChatGPT to help me get a description for my Instagram reel, for instance. Let's just use that or whatever it is. And you go in and you ask it to give you that, and it comes back and it's got similar words a lot of times, the unlocking, the same kind of stuff it utilizes. How are you taking what it gives you from ChatGPT? What is your suggestion for your clients or the people you're working with, the agents, to make it more in their voice or to make sure that it doesn't look like, and there's certain things, and maybe it's because we always do it, that I can look at and I was like, that's that ChatGPT description. You know what I mean? How do we do that where we make it have a little more personal tone?
Okay, so one of the things that I teach is I teach how to get ChatGPT to talk like you and write like you. So we're going to use a prompt to discover your tone and descriptors and create a little blurb for you on what your tone sounds like. And it's going to analyze either transcriptions of videos that you've done or emails or blogs or anything that you've written all by yourself, because the whole goal is to have it write and talk like you. And I'm putting that into the custom instructions. The second box, because that's the output box, right? So that it's always using your tone when writing. Another trick is like ChatGPT has language, okay? Like, let's delve into this. Like, who is sick? As soon as I see the word delve, I'm like, this is AI generated content.
Right.
Yeah,
so as I see it, I literally have a notepad at my desk. And as I see like a cringy word like that, I write it down. And then I have a whole list of words that are going into my custom instructions. Again, second box, never use these words.
100%.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Great. That's really good
And
stuff.
that also ties in, Carrie, to your point about making it learn. Eventually, you'll get some custom GPTs going that sort of you can rinse and repeat over time also, if you have the paid version as well.
Yeah. So as of right now, you can actually ask ChatGPT to remember indefinitely any of your conversations. So when you're priming it, like, have you guys ever primed your ChatGPT and edit all the information about you? Well, before it would forget, now you just ask it to remember, which is great.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's talk a little bit about specifics as far as agents, some of the things that you're seeing. What are some of those creative ways or maybe some unique ways that you're seeing agents utilizing the AI to help them grow their businesses?
GPTs is huge right now. You have to be careful which ones you use because the GPT is only as good as the prompt engineer creating it. One of the things that I'm urging agents, because agents are getting on board with implementing AI to help their business, their lead generation, their conversion, and streamlining their business, which is fantastic. But now let's start thinking about buyers and sellers. How is the consumer going to benefit from you using AI directly? So you can clone yourself into a custom GPT where they can talk to you and pick your brain and maybe ask you the questions that they don't want to bother you with. You can give them resources. So I build custom GPTs for investors as well. So with my commercial background, I have one. This is what it looks like. You can upload a pro forma or financials for a property. It will give you cap rate, NOI, do all the calculations, but it will also advise you whether this is a good investment. It can give you ideas to improving value for this property if you were to buy it, all kinds of things like that. So if you're building, and this is obviously agents love this tool, but I like to give it to investors as well. So as an agent, providing your buyers and sellers with a custom GPT tailored to what they need. Maybe you do a lot of pre-construction, creating a custom GPT around all of the developments in a certain area and so the client can have conversations with those developments with the AI and be like, which one has a better price per square foot? Which one has a better location? Do you know what I mean? All of these kind of things. So that's one way. I'm also urging agents, we're with the XP, right? So I'm urging agents to use it for agent attraction and build out complete funnels for agent attraction.
Right.
And I've built obviously built ChatGPT, a custom GPT for that as well. I'm just going nuts right now.
Yeah.
One of the things that when I listened to Carrie speak for on her podcast, one of the things that appealed to me is, when we use the word engineering, Carrie, it's all like technical, mostly tech. I'm a computer engineer, so it's technical, but prompt engineering is anything but technical. It's more communication, right? It's like really, how do you communicate, articulate your ideas so you get what you want out of it? So I think, and you mentioned something about affordable leverage.
Yeah.
Like if I was a brand new agent in the industry and there's mega teams, I can't invest like the mega teams, but I can get the leverage of a mega team if I embrace the skill. So Could you kind of talk a little bit about that? Because I think that's a great mindset to have for anyone that's listening to this podcast.
Yeah. So what's a common problem or obstacle that an agent who's stuck at like a certain glass ceiling, right? Maybe that's $100,000 a year. And he can't break through that because he has a family to feed. He has responsibilities. He has bills. And like it or not, contrary to the teams trying to do this, you need a financial investment to scale your business, build a team, bring in and scale. And this is something that costs money. And it costs money because you have to hire marketing departments. You have to hire lead generation companies, maybe. Or the marketing will run your ads. You have to hire video editors if you want to get serious about content creation, because if you want to perform, you don't have the time to do that, right? You got to hire social media management companies. You got to hire manpower, VAs, assistants, all that stuff. So using AI in place of that is what makes it affordable leverage, because it is affordable. AI is affordable. And if you can accomplish through prompt engineering and the art of being able to ask the right questions to get optimized results from ChatGPT, then you can get the knowledge and experience of the top marketing team in US or a social media management company, or through automation, you can get rid of manpower that's doing repetitive tasks, right? And AI is making Zapier a lot more user-friendly. Like I gotta tell everybody, because like people don't understand this about me. I have zero tech background, people. Like nothing, no computer skills, never created an Excel spreadsheet before, like very, very not techie. And I taught myself AI, taught myself prompt engineering, and anybody can use it. And that's the beauty. So back when I was trying to figure out Zapier, like I loved automation, but it was so heavy for me to build out the simplest automations. I did it because I loved it, not because it was easy. And I knew I needed automation in my business. And I thought it was super cool. So I had like the mind that could appreciate that. But again, I didn't have the skills or the computer background to really build out anything cool. Now we have a custom GPT built by Zapier. And like, let me tell you what I just built today. Like I was on a coaching call with a client. She's like, I'm getting leads from a company who will only email them to me. There's no platform. I had to hire a VA whose sole job is to dump them into my KV Core, my CRM. She's like, can I automate this? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you can. So I went into the custom GPT that Zapier built, and I literally told it what I wanted to accomplish, and it built out the whole automation.
Yeah.
And if you get stuck in like the mapping of it all, I'd literally just go back in and I'm like, where do I find the client ID? And it'll tell me like AI is making everything so accessible. So now she can fire a VA or an assistant who's doing this stuff. And that's the power of leverage, right? So if now like Joe Black, who couldn't scale before because he didn't have the money to do it, now if he has all of these tools and they're running properly and it's implemented properly, he can scale his business. And he can scale a lot faster than the team's only putting money into it, because he can use AI to scale the first bit and then use the money from that. And now we're double scaling, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's good.
Great insights.
Yeah, I would say, Carrie, one thing I would love to hear a little bit more about is as we're talking about some of these things that agents are doing and developing these specific plans of actions. Let's say that there's an agent that's listening now and they just come into the podcast and maybe they're newer to this, or they are doing some basic things. What would you say is the best place for some of these newer agents that are getting started with it to start? What would you suggest they do to begin with?
Okay, so AI is not difficult to learn. It is time consuming. So if you have the time and you're passionate about this and you really enjoy it, start with prompt engineering and ChatGPT and learning how LLMs work. If you don't have the time, there are some of us out there teaching it because it will be time consuming. There's no formal education per se around this. It is a little bit better because there's people like me and others who have built programs and guidance for agents. But like, I can tell you, there was nothing when I started. Like, I lived on Reddit and Discord and I didn't even know what I was doing there. That was in my life. So even though I say it's not difficult to learn, like it's actually very easy, it's time consuming.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, one of the things, Carrie, I mean, you're right on. I mean, when Jimmy and I started our journey about the same time as you sort of got into AI, we've learned that every agent needs like a little bit of a foundation. So we sort of evolved to building an AI playbook that's less about prompts, but understanding how to prompt and what is the reason and the foundation stuff. So I think there's enough knowledge out there if you're seeking it. And we tell people just spend 30 minutes a day, just kind of learning it, or invest some time in learning. And on that note, I mean, AI is affordable leverage. So we talked a little bit about ChatGPT. What are your top tools that you subscribe to? If I was an agent and I have affordable leverage and I want to build affordable leverage and I got like a couple of $100 that I want to invest in the right AI tools to build the workflows, what would you say? I know we already talked about ManyChat. I'm sure that makes Carrie's list also.
ManyChat, obviously ChatGPT Plus account, like that's non-negotiable. Zapier, there is a free component, but if you really want to scale and use it as leverage, you're going to need Zapier. And then honestly, a video editor, an AI-powered video editor, just because it's so expensive to hire a video editor right now. Like it's like, they want like $4,000 for like 6 videos. It's ridiculous. Like who has that kind of money? I don't have that kind of money. And I can do like equal quality work with like a tool like Veed.io or Captions app, right?
Yeah.
I think that's super valuable. There are tools around like social media specific sites. Like there is Taplio for LinkedIn. There is vidIQ for YouTube. There's like Tweet Hunter for Twitter. And those are really great to invest in because those are very unique platforms that don't look like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, right? So they have very unique audiences, unique algorithms, and SEO is a little bit different. You could invest in those, but like I have free custom GPTs that are built around each of those platforms that understand SEO on all 3 platforms, that understand all of this stuff as well. And those are free to use. You just need the ChatGPT Plus account.
That's great. Hey, Carrie, so as we wrap up, let's do this. What are you excited about? What gets you excited? I mean, about obviously we're just a year and a half into this. I mean, as far as ChatGPT, at least, what are we looking at and what are you excited about as the future unfolds, especially for real estate agents?
I am excited for GPTs that have MLS data. In Canada, we don't have any right now. You guys have a Zillow one, I believe, a Zillow GPT. So maybe check that out. I'm also looking forward to video analysis within OpenAI and video creation with Sora, which I'm sure you guys have heard of. That's really great. And ChatGPT has a new feature coming out. It's going to have an actions assistant. So when somebody builds a custom GPT, you can add an action. And what an action is it will perform a task in a third-party site. So it'll send information out and then retrieve it. How would we use this? Maybe for videos. I plop a video in, it sends it out to a transcription site, transcribes it, and sends the transcription back. And then I can create and finish my workflow. This is very developer heavy right now, but ChatGPT has promised that they are building a builder assistant that will help you build out these exact actions. So it is very no code.
No code is for me.
No code for me.
I'm an engineer. If that's affordable leverage, no code.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Listen, Carrie, this has been great. I know some people got some value out of it. If they wanted to reach out to you, what's the best way that they can get in touch with you?
Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube. You can literally find me anywhere. I create so much content. You can't miss me.
Just Google great. Carrie. That's it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we'll include her social handles in the show notes, and so you can find her and follow her work. So, Carrie, thank you for your time. Appreciate you. And
Yeah,
we'll keep watching.
This has been tremendous. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Take care, Carrie. This podcast has been produced by TSC Studios. Music is courtesy of Soundstripe. Audio and video editing is provided by Noah Escobar. Graphic design by Melinda McKnight. And special thanks to Jordan Wilson of Your Everyday AI for the inspiration and expertise.